Hey, what up everyone, this is MandoAllDay back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing my cosmic trial for Black Bolt, as well as go over the build guide and items to use shortly after the cosmic trial. So yeah, this is my video for Black Bolt, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do with enemies with Black Bolt is just easily kill them with my A power, S power, and then just the rotation, which is basically A, S, F, and G. Just like so, it's fairly easy. A, S, and then from there, do the same thing. With Black Bolt, with this particular build, just activate the powers whenever you can, or whenever it's available. G. I would say though, for the signature, I would say gather up the enemies in a line. That would be more effective. And I'll go over that in the build guide, what I mean by that, because the way this particular signature works is if you line them up and you activate your signature, it does a lot of damage, and you can easily make this much easier with Black Bolt. So I'll show you guys in the build guide portion of this video. Let's go over here. Like for instance, if here they're lined up. Oh man, I didn't do it correctly, but it'll make sense when I go over the build guide. The rotation in the build guide portion of the video. So, I mean, after Gazillion buffed Black Bolt, he's pretty fun now. The reason why I say this is because in his initial release, Black Bolt was terrible. I mean, very disappointing, especially for Black Bolt fans. They're really disappointed. I was one of the people too that was disappointed. It was just very, very weak. I mean, in order for me to pass the cosmic trial, I had to use all my infinity points, and just it was horrible. It was really, really bad. But we eventually buffed Black Bolt, and so now he's pretty good right now. He's fun. There you go. So rotation is really simple. Just activate the powers whenever you can. A, S, D if you can, F, whatever. For signature is the only thing that you kind of have to time it correctly or activate it accordingly. And signature, doing so is because the signature, depending on the talents you choose, the signature does 100% brutal strike, which is really, really good because it does a lot of damage. And if you have a lot of brutal damage, it's even better. There we go. A, S, D, F, G. So it's pretty easy with cosmic trial with Black Bolt. Ooh, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Alright, let's go here. I like the voice for this character. It's good, and the animations are great too. So we're almost there. Alright, you have to go down here, bring your team up, which I don't know where my team up's at. Well, I don't know why she's fighting that guy, even though it's still, this game is fun. But it's something that's still buggy. I still laugh about it. Look at my team up. She's on the right side, but yeah, she's doing damage to the center. Whatever. I'm not gonna argue. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I like Black Bolt's melee signature card. It does a lot of damage. And we go here. So we're almost done, fairly easy. Like I said, when he was first released, it was terrible. It was so weak, it's embarrassing. Now he's gotten a lot better. He's gotten, well, not better, but stronger.
Goodbye.
There we go. That's set. Alright, and these enemies is really simple. Alright, so this enemy, let's go over here. The same thing with these enemies. Like I said, we want to line them up like it is right there, and then signature, and that way you get all of them at the same time. See that? That's what I say with the signature. With a particular signature, the talents that you have to time it correctly for the signature. And once you time it correctly, and you kind of get used to it, it becomes really easy. But alright, we're gonna do the same thing as we did this time. Here, time it correctly. There you go. See. It's all about timing it correctly. It's all it is. And the same thing. It's all about timing, correcting signature. Like we're here, it's just perfect. If my signature is available, come on. There you go. There you go. Had 2 of them, which is good, and then we got 1 more of this damage. Oh, 2 more. Alright, but I had them all. So, like I usually say, don't do any damage to Red Skull until you hit the 3-minute mark, and oh, there we go. We have extra time, and just do all your powers. So, with this particular build, it's really simple. As I usually say, do not activate signature power, ultimate after the first sentinel, just a precaution. Because the last thing you want to do is activate ultimate and then you have to fight the sentinel. And then you get no damage done to your Red Skull. Which it has happened to me in the past, so I learned from my mistakes. Go here. Now I do the ultimate right here. Go. Fairly easy. Alright, come over here. We're almost done with this. On the trial. Yeah. As I usually say, easy peasy. Well, 1 minute left, so yeah, we're gonna hit the target. And just like so. So that was fairly easy. Alright, there you go. These are the items I use. 3 uniques, 2 cosmic items. Now look at the affinity points, excuse me. Again, none were used, and I'll just to prove it to you guys, none were used at all for this particular build. So once again, this is my cosmic trial for Black Bolt. Now we go on to the build guide.
As if. Let me show you a thing or two.
Now on to the build guide. So the first thing we're going to look at are the artifacts. So the first artifact is Hyde's formula. I'm using this for the brutal damage rating increase, health increase, and brutal strength increase, but brutal strength rating increase. But also 2, when you use a medikit, inject yourself with Hyde's formula, which guarantees you damage rating increase, defense rating increase, and health generation. Overall, really good stats, especially for the brutal damage rating, because as I mentioned in the Cosmo Trial portion of this video, his signature power does brutal strike chance 100%, so having the brutal damage rating increase is really good because it benefits the signature power. Next is cross potency credentials. I'm using this for the damage rating increase to range and melee powers, as well as for +2 energy, critical hit rating increase, and brutal strike rating increase. Overall, really good stats from this artifact that benefits this particular build for Black Bolt. Next is Score Medallion. I'm using this for the power duration increase, the health increase, +1 fighting, and when you hit with the physical power, gain 545 energy damage rating increase, and when you with energy power, increase your physical damage rating increase. Overall, really good because mainly Black Bolt powers are either energy and physical damage, and so having this medallion does increase your energy and physical damage rating increase, but also too, when both procs are activated, you gain +2 fighting, which is good because his main attributes are fighting and energy. So overall, really good stats from this medallion that can benefit Black Bolt. Next is Book of Demonicas. I'm using this for the +3 to all attributes, but also too, when they hit with your basic power, which is my main spender, you increase your damage rating for 3 seconds, and it stacks up to 25 times, so hence why I'm using this. And then I'm using Mayhem Demon Blood. I'm using this for the health increase, the energy damage rating increase, but also too, when you gain 10 stacks, you gain +2 fighting and 2 speed. Overall, really good stats for Black Bolt. Next, for the Forge, it's 800 defense, and I have the power of Dupe, a blessing. This is really essential for Black Bolt because Black Bolt is energy and physical damage based character, and with this particular build, I do have powers that either do physical damage or energy damage, so meaning I'm gonna benefit a lot from this blessing. For Legendary, I'm using Normstorms. I'm using this for the physical damage rating increase, the energy damage rating increase, critical hit rating increase, the spirit increase. Overall, really good stats. I might consider for the Legendary item grade 80, I'm considering possibly using this the item grade 80 Normstorms or the McCrane Crystal, which looks something like this. Where's my Iron Man? Looks something like this, which grants you 300 spirit, 15 health increase, damage rating, critical hit rating, and so forth. So I'm not too sure. Either or is really good, but this is what I use for now. For the ring, I'm using one of the 9. I'm using this for not so much for the damage rating. Summon powers increase, but when you with the melee power, you gain critical hit rating increase. When you with range power, your brutal strike rating is increased, but also this grants you health increase, and if both effects are active, you gain Hydra's favor, which grants you +1 intelligence and +1 fighting. So decent stats with decent ring for Black Bolt. Now for slots 1 through 5, slots 1 and 5 are cosmic. Slots 2 and 3 are Black Bolt's uniques, but slot 4 is unique, but it's a universal or any hero unique, and it's a Nisanti boots. I'm using this for the health increase, brutal strike rating increase, critical rating increase, +2 fighting. Again, pretty decent stats for this particular build that I use. Would I keep this after when I use my infinity points and all that stuff? Probably not, but this is what I use for now. For the costume, I'm using Black Bolt's classic costume. Alright, for Catalyst, I'm using, this grants me +3 energy, not so much of the mental damage rating increase, physical damage rating increase, and 30% increase to movement speed when you use a medkit. Cosmic, gain a damage shield equal to 50% of your maximum health. Crafted affixes, critical damage rating as always. Mutation bonus, when you use signature power, gain 1000 defense rating for 5 seconds. And this also grants you 1000 defense rating. Visual, when you brutally strike, display a Midtown silver spotlight for 3 seconds. Insignia, I'm using Insignia of Eric Grady. This grants you an Aurora, which when you critically hit, you and your allies gain 294 damage rating increase for 3 seconds. But I'm mainly using this for this next portion, which is increases your brutal strike rating and brutal damage rating, which is quite a lot and quite substantial, and is really important because, as I mentioned, with the signature power, It does brutal strike chance, so having the brutal damage rating increase is really good. So this insignia grants me that brutal damage rating increase. For Flourish, Avengers Blue looks something like that, which I think looks cool. And for the pet, I have it to increase my total defense rating by 3%. When you stop moving, gain 4% damage defense rating multiplier increase and dodge rating multiplier increase for 12 seconds. This also grants me +3 fighting. And for team up, I use Jubilee. Now for the powers I use, top to bottom, left to right. Split the Sky, Quasonic Bolt, Quasi-Sonic Explosion, Master Blow, Quasonic Turret, Terrigen Breath, Killing Word, and that's it. Okay, Infinity Points, again, to show you, none were used. Alright, here was Synergies, Cable for the critical hit rating multiplier increase, Dr. Doom for the signature power damage increase, Hawkeye for the move speed and critical damage rating increase, Moon Knight for the critical hit rating multiplier to physical powers increase, Roll for the health on hit, one spirit on hit, Squirrel Girl for the damage to bosses increase, Star-Lord for the critical hit rating multiplier to energy powers increase, War Machine for the +10 charge, +1 fighting increase, Winter Soldier for the range power and melee power damage increase, and Wolverine for the brutal strike and brutal damage rating increase. Now for the Talons and Traits. For the first row is True Attunement. Whenever a charge drops below 50 during combat, gain 15% charge per second for 3 seconds. Kind of irrelevant, but I'm mainly using this for the next portion, which is when you hit with the melee power, you regenerate 280 health per second. And when you hit with a range power, your critical hit chances increase by 3%. Really good stats, and that's mainly what I'm using this talent for, is those two things right there. For the second row is Quasonic Torrent. Regal Mandate transformed to Quasonic Torrent, which is my my S power. Is a quick, massive beam attack that leaves enemies slowed and spends charge to reduce its cooldown. So in short, what this does is this talent here transforms Regal Mandate to Quasonic Torrent. It does quite a bit of damage. It slows down the enemies by 50%, which is really, really good. And since this is a range power, it benefits also from the first row of talent. So it looks something like this. Pretty simple. For the third row is Quasonic Explosion. Quasonic Surge transforms into Quasonic Explosion, which is my D power. Okay, it fires one large burst of energy around Black Bolt on a cooldown, slowing enemies. So it's pretty straightforward. It transforms one power to another, and the way you use this is you have charge. So let's build up some charge really quick here. Oh, I need to have it. Oops, I might have done the wrong thing. Why isn't it? I think it's this one right here, right? Yeah, my bad. So it looks something like this. There we go, right there. So it does quite a bit of damage. Sorry, I actually probably pressed the wrong button or pressed D when I was looking around here. But anyways, so what this power does is it does quite a bit of damage, which was the reason that I'm using it for. But also, two, it slows down the enemy's movement speed by 50%. So again, really, really, really good because it does quite a bit of damage and it slows the enemies. For the third row is, oh, that's the one I did. For the fourth row is Master Blow. Master Blow becomes a signature power that always brutally strikes enemies, which is my signature power. Killing Word is no longer a signature power, which is, I know before, without this, signature power is Killing Word. But with this talent here, Master Blow, now Master Blow is signature power, and I'm using this mainly for the brutal strike chance. It does always brutally strike enemies, hence why I mentioned in the Cosmic Trial, and when it comes to the artifacts, try to increase your brutal damage. That way, when you activate your signature power, your signature does a lot of damage. So that's the only reason why I'm using this talent, is because of the the fact that your signature power now is a brutal strike. And for the 5th row is power overwhelming, excuse me. Pretty straightforward. If charge is full, which is my spirit, your total damage is increased by 25%, attack speed multiplier is increased by 10%, charge cost reduction is 25%. Pretty straightforward. Now in terms of the rotation, it's really simple. It's kind of self-explanatory. Activate it whenever you can. Activate A, which is my split the sky power, just to kind of get close to the enemies, and then from there just activate the other powers. And then just do your main spender, and then F, G, and just do the rotation to get A, S, main spender, D, F, and so forth and so forth. Now, when it comes to the signature, it is a melee, so keep that in mind. But the reason why I said in the Cosmic Child portion of this video that you want to line up the enemies accordingly, that way you can take full advantage of that signature brutal strike. So for instance, if this is the enemy here and you're doing Cosmic Trial and this is the enemy, try to line them up, because if you don't line them up, you just activate the power. Yeah, you do a lot of damage, but you only hit one enemy. Now if you were to line them up, something like this over here, where you can maybe do something like this, or maybe go at this angle so that way you can hit these 3 enemies, and I'll show you guys in a bit. Once the cooldown is removed from the signature power, you take advantage of the brutal strike from the signature power. So it looks something like this, but keep in mind though, if you're going to do something like this, you're going to hit multiple enemies, make sure you activate signature power on the first enemy in front of you. That way if you activate it on the middle person, the person in the back, it's going to go across, you're going to hit the person in the back. So it looks something like this. See that? So I activated my signature power in this particular enemy, but it also hit other enemies as well too, and I landed a brutal strike. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Black Bolt. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. If you find this build guide helpful for you guys to get into Black Bolt, leave it in the comment section below. Again, any requests for certain characters, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Not only does it help the channel grow, but also means a lot to me as well. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Black Bolt. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and on to the next one. Bye bye.